gorgeous, looking good on the outside. What you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous, looking good on the outside. What you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
For those of you who will receive this word, and you will get busy building the kingdom, you're about to see some you forgot, but you did. That you gonna just keep giving, doing what he told you to do, walking out, and something gonna drop, and you gonna say, Lord, what is this? And he gonna say, baby girl, you forgot, but I did.
Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
For those of you who will receive this word, and you will get busy building the kingdom, you're about to see some you forgot, but you did. That you gonna just keep giving, doing what he told you to do, walking out, and something gonna drop, and you gonna say, Lord, what is this? And he gonna say, baby girl, you forgot, but I did.
Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Looking good on the outside, what you ain't noticed? The Lord's working on my inside, and I feel gorgeous. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up. Time to shift, where it's for you, we don't get stuck. Time to shift, level up women, now girl get up.
That's what it should look like.
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? This is Sean Strickland, and if you can tell, I got my game day shirt on because we are stepping into a new dimension. I appreciate all of you who are here. I want to encourage you to love the broadcast, to hashtag live, to give hearts to fire, give all of those different things. And I want to say in advance to the new people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, you are welcome here, but today I'm going to be talking to my people who've been walking with me for a minute. I'm going to be talking to you. That doesn't mean that the rest of you can't get something from it, but it's going to be a little strong in the chest. And so I don't want you to feel like I just start off talking to people that way, even though sometimes I do. But today I'm talking to my people. I'm talking to the people who have been rocking with me. You have been with me since Live Your Dreams. You have been a Soul Shift recipient, a Soul Shift alumni. You have taken how to build from the ground up. You have my Live Your Dreams journal. You have my 8 steps from going from broke advisor to $1 million expert. You love me. You think I'm dope. You share my stuff. That's who I'm talking to. If that's you, I need to hear from you today. I need you to tag other people that you know that fit that category. You know, the people who are on my lives, on my posts, the people who like, Pastor Sean, we love you. Pastor Sean, we appreciate you. Pastor Sean, we think you so dope, because I think you're dope sometimes too. Sometimes. And I'm going to talk about that. I think you're dope all the time. I just need you to own that you're dope all the time. So welcome to all of the new people. I love it. Go ahead and take your deep breath. Go ahead and put your big girl panties on, right? Because many of you watched my pop-up masterclass on Saturday. If you watched it, can you holler at me? I really need y'all sharing. I need y'all sharing. I need you to think of anybody you've ever seen on my live who say they rock with me. I need you to tag them. I need you to put in the comments, if you're at work, watch this when you get off. Because we need to have a crucial conversation. Say crucial conversation. We need to have a crucial conversation. So I'm gathering everybody in. And I need you to help me, because it's game day and we need to have a crucial conversation. So I want you to look and see who you see on the live. I want you to go and tag people. I know people are at work, but I also know that people be on. A lot of people still be on live when they be at work. So there's that. But we need to have a crucial conversation. So say crucial conversation. We need to have a crucial conversation. We need to have a real big girl panties conversation. Okay? And if you're ready, say I'm ready. I love this. Up in the top, I'm promoting in my session today, Pastor Strick's Marriage School. Marriage School, this for people that believe in marriage and want to be happily married. You should tag Pastor Strick and tell him your wife is out here shouting you out, even though you said her perfume stinks. You actually said she stinks, but it's okay. So again, I'm here to have a crucial conversation today. And that conversation is about, I deserve to be wealthy, but there are some things I need to put out for you. And most of y'all are Christians. And so y'all gonna feel some kind of way, but we're gonna be all right. If you ready, say I'm ready. If you ready, give me hearts fire and let's go. So everybody say crucial conversation. Crucial conversation. And I don't see y'all. Hey, Vita, I don't see y'all tagging enough people, because I'm talking to people who have taken all the classes that I have. It's like, Pastor Sean is my mentor. Pastor Sean is my pastor. Pastor Sean is my coach. Pastor Sean is my girl. Well, come to the table. Let's talk. Let's talk. So on Saturday, I did this live, and basically it was a masterclass, and I talked about the money that I had made, and I was actually just tripping out to see that I had made like $2.5 million in 5 years, like tripping. Don't get me wrong. I know that I've made more money, but my goals are so much bigger that I didn't really put that in perspective. So when I began to put that in perspective, and I realized that many people who are coaches don't make $30,000 a year, I was like, oh, there are some things that I understand. Now, I don't want to rehash that video. I'm just going to tell you that I talked about in that video. I talked about that basically I've learned to build my life on 3 pillars. What's up, Tranika? And those 3 pillars are covenant wealth. I believe in covenant wealth. That's what the Bible says. And I sold for covenant wealth. Remind me to tell y'all a story about that. in the minute. The next one is about soul shifting. I believe that you have to become what you believe. If you don't become it, in your soul, you're going to keep sabotaging yourself. And I realize that that's what happens to a lot of you in Inner Circle, in my programs, a lot of you super dope women, is that you get good at the articulation, but you don't get good at the transformation. And some of that is because many of you quit when you get uncomfortable, right? And then the third one is purpose-driven work. I have been very, very adamant that no one gets to pull me into work that is not aligned with me. What does that mean? I am created to honor God. I am created to help other people's lives. I have a million ways that I can do that, but nobody gets to get me to do that. So I don't care how dope a coach is. When they start talking to me about not talking about Jesus, bam, get up out of here. I don't care how dope somebody is. When they start talking about the universe, when they start talking about all of that foolishness, baby, listen, I'm not your girl, because I have two purposes. What's that? Number one, to glorify God. Number two, to serve others. And number three, to build wealth, right? So I'm talking through with Pastor Strick because everybody knows that Pastor Strick is my best coach. He is my best coach because of the level of transparency he brings to conversations. And I talk about how ever since I sent that ever since I did that video, people have been saying they want me to coach them at the next level. And I don't have a problem with coaching you at the next level, but the next level has a next level of brutal honesty and a next level of pay to get in, right? So this is really important because I was thinking about, I wanted to be able to walk people through. So let me tell you a story about yesterday. So yesterday we're teaching and I'm talking about sewing and all of those different things, right? And literally just before church starts, the Lord tells me to sow a significant seed into somebody. And I literally kind of say, he tells me to sow into a couple people, but I'm having my own inner dialogue. Just before I go to bed, the Lord reminded me that I had not released the seed that he told me to sow. And I was kind of giving him a little pushback about why I hadn't released that seed. And he said to me, I know we didn't come this far for you to start acting like you own the money. I said that to say that I don't think people understand that each level of growth requires a new level of decision making and a new level of surrender. Each level of growth requires a new level of decision making and a new level of surrender. So I had asked the Lord to take me to the next level, which is where I have not just made millions, but I have millions liquid. That's my next level. So then the Lord says, okay, you want millions liquid. I need you to do something for me. Why? Because he's always going to test whether I trust him or whether I trust my reasoning or my budget. I'm telling y'all that because I feel like that the difference between me and most of you is not that I am smarter. It is not that I am better. It is that I am willing to pay the price. All right. So here's this thought I want to put before you. Because when we start talking about, I'm going to walk you through what it means to deserve to be a millionaire. Because some of you want money, but you don't want kingdom assignment. I was talking to somebody the other day and they were saying, one of the reasons I backed off is because people would talk about me. And people will put in the comments, girl, that's crazy. Okay, it may be crazy that she backed off because people would talk about her, but why did you back off? Why did you back off? How many times have you gotten to the same place? How many times have you gotten your business to where you made $30,000 and then you slide back? How many times have you received an instruction and you didn't follow it? And so that's why I was saying to people who were messaging me, I was like, if you think you want me to coach you at this next level, but at this next level, there are no filters because I don't filter when I'm talking to myself. I don't filter. And if I can be real honest today, some of you too broke for us to have so many filters because you done had 11 dozen prophetic words. You have had messages with me, inboxes. You've been in my programs. You out of your own mouth, you have said how the teaching has broken you through, but literally at your place of discomfort, you quit. And because you're a church girl, you always got good reasons to quit. The Lord called you. No, he didn't. Fear did that. Fear did that because the Lord knew you had 2 kids when he told you to build the business. And the Lord knew that you were a single mom when he told you to build the business. And the Lord knew that you worked a job when he told you to build a business. He already knew that. And the Lord knew that you had a husband, and he already knew that. God ain't crazy. So what happens is that your fear begins to advise you as wisdom. And so then what you do is the religious spirit on you begins to justify. So what you need to do is you need to pray more instead of plan and implement. What you need to do is you need another day of fasting. And what you do is you go, I'm not like Pastor Sean. You're not me, but we got the same grace. Everybody say same grace. Everybody say same grace, meaning the grace of God. The same grace that helps me when I'm afraid. The same grace that helps me when I want to quit. The same grace that helps me when people talk about me is the same grace that's available to you. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? So I want to put something out here for you. The Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I need you to hear this. And this is not an insult. This is actually amazing. You ready? Your life today is the life you believe you deserve yesterday. Your life today, my life today, the level that I live at today, it is what I believe I deserved yesterday. And if I expect to go up, then I've got to upgrade what I believe I deserve today. Listen, I know I set y'all up. I got y'all out here saying I'm the next millionaire. Why? Because I'm trying to get your heart ready for millionaire status. But understand, the difference for many of you is that you want it, but you don't believe you deserve it. And the only way you can see yourself having it is if someone gives it to you. And that's the reason that you've trained yourself to focus on either hard work, you got to learn one more thing, or sitting back and waiting on somebody to rescue you. Well, baby, you not Snow White, and this is not a fairy tale story, and God has already given you everything that you need, and now it's time for you to make a decision. My life today is the life I believe that I deserved yesterday. My marriage never got better till I believed that we deserved a great marriage. When we believed that we deserved a great marriage, we created a great marriage. I never consistently worked out until I believed that I deserved to have a better body. I believe that I deserve to have a better body. That's why I work out consistently now. Your life today, the life you're living in now, what's in your accounts, what your body looks like, what you think you're capable of, the house that you live in, the car that you drive, your relationship with God, it is based on what you believe you deserve. And I love that my soror Tamara said, let God upgrade you. No, God has already upgraded you. You decide. You decide. And I was trying to think about how to say this, which is why I really only want to talk to church people. The thing that is so frustrating with Black Christian women is that we give all our power away to somebody else. So it is either I'm waiting on God to let me upgrade. What the Bible tells me in 1 Peter that God has already given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. That means I have everything that I need to upgrade now. And what we have a tendency to do is that we get into the what is wrong with us. So if I go down many of y'all pages, y'all always talking about sin and what somebody needs to stop doing. You know what that means? It means you're sin conscious. And you know what you can't do when you're sin conscious? Create wealth. Why? Because the constant message in your heart is why you ain't good enough, why you don't deserve it, why they won't help you. Trinika, that's right. It's done. It's on us now. So I was looking at my life and I'm trying to decide because I'm looking at different moments in my life. And so what happened is a couple of years ago, someone, actually a man, invited me and Pastor Strick to come to Florida because he wanted me to do a VIP day with him. And so he paid me a significant amount of money, 4 digits, in order to do a VIP day with him. But really, he only wanted to talk and he wanted me to shoot holes through what he was saying. And I was watching him. Baby, we went, listen, I had both guns blazing. He was talking to me and I was like, bang, 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 bang. Finally, I took my Uzi out, boom. I'm throwing hand grenades, all of this different stuff. But do you know that 2 years later, that man is healthier and that man is producing what he wanted to produce? So I was trying to figure out what's the difference between that man and what I see in most women. I think that man has talked to me 2 times since then, both times to tell me how he was doing. And this last time he talked to me, it was me congratulating him on how he was doing. And I was like, what is the difference? The difference is he decided. The other day, somebody tagged Yolanda Moore. She was on here and she was talking about how I was saying I sent somebody a plan and that person made $25,000 like in 4 months, even though that they weren't working. And she called herself out and she said, me, what's the difference? What is really, I asked Yolanda, I said, can you tell me what you think that the secret to success is? She said, I decided to do what you said. I believe that you hear from God. I believe that your heart is for us to be wealthy. I decided to do what you told us to do. And so I need you to understand this. Your life today, it is the life you believed you deserved yesterday. What do I mean? If you believe that you can't be a good mother, a good wife, and make money, you're going to always sabotage yourself on the one that is least important to you. Is this making sense? Y'all talk to me. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because I used to believe them same lies. I used to believe that same mess. I used to believe that same stuff, that I couldn't have it all. That if I had a great marriage and a great relationship with my kids and I served as a pastor, I really couldn't build a business. Understand this. I was thinking about this. Y'all know every year, it actually came up in my memories today. I talk about how people keep having events and they walk away owing people. Do you know why they keep having events and they keep walking away owing people? That's what they believe they deserve. That's what they believe they deserve. So then what happens is that many of you disconnected because you felt like it, not because God told you to. And you don't understand that the order of God is wherever God says my flow comes from, that's where I stay. So it doesn't matter. This is the thing right here. Your regurgitation isn't proof. My accountant, my husband, my bookkeeper can prove to you, if I wanted them to, that I have made every dime that I said that I had. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I promise I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to wake us up. You say we're the same. Where's your money? You say you already know what I'm going to say. Where's your money? Where's your money? You say it don't take all of that. Where's your money? All right. So my life today is the life I believe that I deserved yesterday. So every time I've wanted to level up what I make, I've had to level up what I believe I deserve. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about, like, I feel like that many of you have the wrong perception of what this journey is for me. I feel like that, like Pastor Strick had me tell that testimony about how I had to spend $30,000 investing in a program. I feel like y'all feel like I just had $30,000 sitting somewhere. I feel like y'all feel like I didn't have to use my faith for that. I feel like y'all feel like I wasn't about to throw up when I sent that first $5,000. I feel like y'all feel this is easier for me than it is, which is the excuse you use not to do it. Tell your neighbor it's hard for her too. It's hard for her too. It's hard for her too. At every level, I still want to bomb it. That lets me know that my nervous system doesn't feel like it's safe. So I have to train my nervous system to go to the next level, not retreat. It's like lifting weights. It's sewing, growing, going to the next level. It's like lifting weights. You go in the gym, and when you first go in the gym, the 10-pound weight is heavy. But if you keep lifting the 10-pound weight, what happens? What happens if you keep lifting the 10-pound weight? The 10-pound weight gets light. Then you go to the 15-pound weight. But when you go to the 15-pound weight, it's hard too. But what happens if you keep lifting? It gets easy and you go to the 20-pound weight. But if you get to the 20-pound weight and you get comfortable and you stop going to the gym and you stay out of the gym long enough, what's going to happen? You're going to go back and the 10-pound weight is going to be heavy again. That's what many of y'all are doing. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see what I'm saying? So when God says it's the season of recompense and reward, when God says, hey, you're the next millionaire, you have to make a decision, and then you have to put yourself in an environment that is going to normalize the thing that you want. Can we keep going? Can we be honest? I see we done dropped some people. They probably got mad, but I'm just not your person, because I'm tired of y'all being broke. I'm tired of us not being able to take a great vacation, mastermind, and really help people. And some of it is because what you give your attention to, and lean in because you're not going to like this. You're not going to like it, but I'm going to tell you. You will never get wealth looking at what's broke. You won't. You won't. I've been thinking about this. I've been talking to my wealth mentors real hard this last month, because I knew that what was happening in the government shutdown, because I'm trying to tell you how I'm wired. I knew that the government shutdown was going to activate my empathy. And I knew that if I did not lean into my mentors, my empathy was going to cause me to focus on what I couldn't change, to give when God didn't tell me to give, and to go down instead of going up so that I can help more people. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It is not that I do not deeply care about what is happening. It is that I cannot. Let me tell y'all what happens when you read the stories over and over again. When you get upset and you talk about whichever side that you're on and whose fault it is. You got mad, but you didn't bring a solution to the table. And you can't even see a solution because you are consumed with injustice you cannot change. So I cannot make the government do better. But I can make more money so I can help more people. But here's the other thing that happens. If I am only in a broke environment, I begin to think that everybody's broke. So now, even when I come to DIY Academy, I'm not putting my products out with any confidence because my environment tells me everybody is broke. Tell your neighbor, everybody not broke. People actually making money today. People are actually making money. But if my timeline, and I've said this to Inner Circle, listen, right now, if you look at my timeline on Instagram, TikTok, it is filled with people who are fit, and it is filled with people who are making money. Why? Because I love Jesus, and I know I love Jesus, honey. And I'm going to stick with Jesus, and I know I'm going to stick with Jesus. But it's wintertime, and I need to remind myself of the body I promised myself in June. And I need to remind myself that people got a lot of money. So you're attracting broke people because you carrying broke. Is that helping y'all? Please, I hope this is helping y'all. I know this is another masterclass. Literally, I put all my stuff into chat, and chat was like, "Why do you spend so much time talking to them?" I spend so much time talking to them because I know I'm not supposed to be the only one. I know I'm not supposed to be the only one. I know I'm not supposed to be the only one. Believing, now write this down. So the first thing is my life today is the life I believed I deserved yesterday. Now the second thing that you need to understand is that believing that I deserve wealth requires a big sacrifice. It requires a big sacrifice. This is really the way it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to read in the scripture that God is giving you the power to create wealth. And it's supposed to wake something up in you. And you're supposed to get aggravated that you aren't wealthy. And you're supposed to get so aggravated that you're willing to follow God's instructions to get out. Amy said, baby, the way I want to lay out on the floor. See, what happened for me is I got aggravated that I couldn't take my family on the kind of vacations I wanted to and help other people. I got aggravated by that. I got aggravated by how I looked in my clothes, even when other people were saying that I was cute. I got aggravated. I got so aggravated to get in my coaching programs. I cannot tell you the level of sacrifice. I cannot tell you the number of years that I said, don't buy me a Christmas present. I need all the money to invest. Baby, I need to invest in myself. Because believing I deserve wealth / health. When I say wealth, I'm talking about a wealthy marriage, a wealthy body, a wealthy family, and wealth money. It is going to require that I make big sacrifices. To this day, I know my husband don't fully understand why I invest in some of the programs that I do. I want y'all to hear me. Many times I'm not looking for information. I'm looking for exposure. No. I'm looking for exposure. I'm trying to be in a room with people. It's really the reason that I didn't realize how much money I made, because I'm out here looking at people who spend $2.4 million in a transaction. Why? Because exposure increases expectation. Can I tell y'all something? Me being your friend, your pastor, your coach, or your mentor won't make you another dime if you don't do what I do. It's not enough that you like me. It's not enough that you call me coach. It's not enough that you call me auntie, whatever it is. You literally got to be like, man, if that lady knows something I don't know, I need to move when she moves. I need to move when she moves. You got to get. I just let me tell you a little bit about my life. So number one, my life today is the life I believed I deserved yesterday. So this morning, me and Pastor Strick was like, oh, we got to level up. I don't want to live like this no more. I don't want to live like this no more. Thank God for this, but I don't want to live like this no more. And then believing that I deserve wealth requires a big sacrifice. This is what some of y'all don't realize. The price that you pay to be in programs wasn't supposed to break you. It was supposed to stretch you. It was supposed to normalize it for you. It was supposed to normalize it. You weren't still supposed to be struggling to pay it. It was supposed to expand you on the inside. Do y'all have some questions? Because I don't really even know. Man, I just wish we was all in the same place. Because I'm telling you, I'm trying to get you to understand that some of you are going through the motions, but you haven't made the decision. And because you haven't made the decision to be different, because you haven't made the decision that you deserve wealth, when money pressure comes, you still act like that same broke girl who's waiting on somebody to rescue you. And I was thinking about this because a lot of times I get accused of not being empathetic. And someone is always saying to me, like, I thought when you came with this, when I told you my problem, that you were going to be like more empathetic. And I was like, I'm deeply empathetic. But what you want me to do is feel sorry for you because you're in your situation. And the people who feel sorry for you because you're in your situation, it's because they don't believe you have the power to do anything different. That's why they feel sorry for you. They think that you have maxed out the best that you can do. That's why they feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you because you have not even come close to tapping your potential. Am I sad sometimes that you're in that situation? Yeah, but I don't feel sorry for you. And you don't need nobody else to rub you on your back. How many times you go pick up the phone and call your friend and tell your friend that you ain't got the funds for Christmas before something on the inside of you says, this gonna be the last dadgum time I'm gonna be here. That's how I talk to myself. That's how I talk to myself. I blew it. So what? Get up again. Get up. You think you're the only person who blew it? You think everything I invested in, you think every coach turned out to be the coach that I thought they were going to be? No, but you know what I learned? Exposure. Exposure. All right. I'm going to say one more thing, and then we're going to talk about next steps because I want to leave you with action. The reason you're the same level of broke is because it's still what you believe you deserve. It's what you believe you deserve. And you can push back and blame somebody else, but I need you to hear me. Not the color of your skin, not your body parts, not the region that you live in, not the house you grew up in, not the house you live in now, has the power to stop the woman who chooses to believe what God said about her. I'm not saying injustice isn't real. I'm saying that Madame C.J. Walker became a millionaire in segregation. Don't tell, they only stop us because we believe they can. They're not coming to rescue you. They're never going to pay you what you're worth. They're not going to do right by you because they don't care what happened to your mama and your grandmama and your kids. And they don't care if you have to work at Walmart until you're 89. They don't care. The question is, do you? Do you care? Are you tired? And the truth of it is that you don't have to be tired to shift. Like this shift right here, baby, I'm not tired, baby. I just decided. I went out there. I went to Naples. They let me be in Naples for 6 days. I then went to Coral Gables for 4 more days. And I just decided I needed to elevate my whole life. I'm not aggravated. So I know you don't have to shift from aggravation. But some of you Even in your aggravation, you won't shift. How many times is your money going to tell you that you can't join my program before you say that's enough? How many times are you going to want to do a VIP day with me, but your money tell you to sit down and shut your mouth and you go take that? How many more times are you not going to be able to do the VIP program and go on vacation with your honey bunch and you go keep taking it? How many more times? Because the truth of it is that if you want to know why I started creating wealth, I said it to Edwin. I said, you know really what my superpower is? And I know a lot of y'all going to be like, her superpower is that she listen and obey God. But really my superpower is, I don't want them folks telling me what to do. That's really my superpower. My superpower is that in my mind, it does not make a lick of sense that somebody else gets to dictate when I go on vacation. It don't make a lick of sense to me that somebody can tell my husband he can't go to lunch with me today. I am telling you, what began to motivate me was this idea that too many people beside God was telling me what to do. And some of y'all can't even obey God because people tell y'all what to do. They tell you when to work, so you can't go to church. They tell you how much you can make, so you can't sew like he tell you to sew. Literally, how much longer? How much longer? You 50 now, because I don't have babies that rock with me. You 50. You approaching 50. You over 50. You 47. You got hot flashes. Ain't them hot flashes enough for you to be like, that gummit, I'm not living the rest of my life like this? I got on here to have this kind of conversation with y'all for two reasons. One, because I want you to go with me. But two, because I want you to understand that if you want to come into this next level of coaching, I ain't got no back rubbing over here. And some of you, you're just trying to escape. I love it because it's you, Miss Scott. You're just trying to escape how toxic they are, but you're actually called to create a corporation that's not toxic. Some of you think that your goal is just to make enough money not to work. That ain't God plan for you. You are actually business owners. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. I talk to everybody like this. It's so funny because people be like, I want you to talk to me warm and fuzzy. Now, everybody y'all know. Y'all know Jordan, my girl. Okay, so let me tell y'all what happened to Jordan yesterday. So Jordan's at school at ORU, and so she's really been watching the news and everything that was happening with the shutdown. And so she called Pastor Strick because she was so upset about what was going to happen today. And so he was walking her through, and he was being a good dad, and he was giving her some scriptures and all that stuff. And I guess that wasn't good enough for her because she was still stressed out. So about 20 minutes later, she called me. So when she called me and she was talking to me, and she was like, Mom, it's just not right how they treat those people. I said, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? I said, you care, right? I said, maybe God is stirring this up in you because you need to do something about it. And she was like, me? I don't have that much. I said, then get rich. You need to get rich. I said, if you care about the number of people that's hungry, because here's the other thing that a broke mindset does, is that a broke mindset wants to tell people with money what to do with their money. I can't tell y'all how many people tell us what we should do with our money. I cannot tell y'all. Y'all will be blown away by the number of times that we have been on vacation and somebody said something to us about how we could help more people if we didn't take those vacations. You help more people. You don't know how many people I help. So what I know, and I also know that when I had a broke mentality, I was always thinking about what somebody else should do with the money instead of making more money so I could do it. I said, baby, when it was over, I had Jordan talking about, I choose to be wealthy so I can help people. That's right. Because what? What? Because you being sad over there in that dorm room is not going to feed anybody. Are you going to do something about it? Ask the Holy Ghost what your gifts, talents, and abilities are so that you can build wealth, so that you can make so much money that next time this happens, I say, because you're 21 now, it's probably going to happen again about the time you're 31, so that when you're 31, you literally will be like, I could sustain 100 families. And some of you still do it. Some of you still do it. Some of you still question what rich people should do with their money. And you be like, well, a billionaire should do this with their money. Well, you got 2 cars. Why don't you sell one of them and give that money away or give it up? Why? Because your level of abundance is okay. But other people's level of abundance is excessive. And you're never going to be excessive as long as you're judging other people's level of abundance. All right. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Your life today is the life you believed you deserved yesterday. So if you want a different life tomorrow, you need to believe that you deserve something else. Number 2, believing that you deserve wealth will require a big sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? I want to give you these definitions, what it means to deserve. The word deserves, so when you say I deserve to be wealthy, I deserve to be, ooh, Courtney, you messing with me. Let me finish these definitions. I deserve to be a millionaire. I am worthy of that level of wealth. I am worthy of that level of wealth. Deserve means to earn or to be given. So I was given the ability to create wealth when I was put in the earth. So everybody has the right to be wealthy. The question is whether everybody's going to activate. And then what does worthy mean? It means suitable. So when God gave me the ability to create wealth, he deemed that I was suitable for it. See, the word worthy means to be suitable for a particular thing. So when God gave you the ability to create wealth, he determined that you were suitable. So you've got to determine that you agree with God, that you're suitable. But Pastor Sean, I don't know how to become a millionaire. Yeah, but God does. It starts with you being suitable and you doing what he told you to do. I watched this thing today. What is that lady name? Cupcake something. And she was saying that she didn't even know how to make cupcakes. But basically it became in her heart. And so she took her science degree and started making cupcakes. And now she has one of the top 5 ranked cupcake companies in the nation. So does anybody have any questions before we go? And what I mean by questions, if you have, like, if you were in this situation, what would you do? I want to say this. I want to say this. Man, I don't know how to say this. I want to say it right. Help me say it. Okay. Pretty much everybody on this call, you already know your gifts, talents, and abilities. You're waiting on Holy Spirit to give you another step when you haven't followed this one. Oh, that's a good question. How do you raise your level of belief? Number 1, I make a decision. I decide that I believe God. And then I'm going to pour into that belief with the scriptures. What does the scripture say about this? Right? And then I'm going to saturate my environment with it. And here's what I mean. A lot of people, when they're looking at wealth stuff, they saturate their environment with houses and material things. I don't. I literally feel my timeline. I'm listening to something called Founders Podcast. And in the Founders Podcast, I'm literally almost every day listening to a story of how someone took their dream and made it $1 billion business. Why? I'm normalizing what's possible. So what happens is I'm going to meditate on what the word is saying. I'm closing my eyes. I'm seeing myself living at that next level. I'm listening to the scripture. But I don't just saturate my environment with the scripture. I don't. Now that I know, years ago, Ralph and April Marlowe, they got a chance to meet J.B. Hunt. And they asked J.B. Hunt if he could offer them one word of wisdom, what would he tell them? He said, I read my Bible to see who I am, and then I get up and go do it. So it's not enough for me to read the scripture that I am created to create wealth. I then have to go start practicing creating wealth. Couple other things. I never say I can't afford something. My question is always going to be, how can I do it? I don't say that. Because what I know about psychology is that the moment I make a statement, my brain doesn't know that it's just a statement. But if I ask a question, my brain starts looking for answers. So, Amy, I think it's a good idea to saturate in the Louis Vuitton store, but I also think it's a great idea for you to get out here and look at other business women who are building things, because for many of you, you don't see yourself as a business builder. And I'm not judging y'all. I started as a straight hustler, girl. I started out just trying to make $800 a month, trying to pay for Tay's car and insurance. I get that. And then it was like, if I could make $5,000, if I could make $5,000 over that a year so that we could go on vacation. I'm not saying this. I hope y'all hear my heart. I'm not saying this from a judgmental position. I am saying this from, this is the progression I have had to walk through. I had to first believe that I could make $800 a month. Then I had to believe that I could make $1,200 a month. Then I had to believe I could make $2,000 a month. Then I had to believe I could make $3,000 a month. Then I had to believe I could make $5,000 a month. Thank you so much. Then I had to keep believing. And then I had to get around. I can't. And as much as I empathize, I've watched it in my life. As much as I empathize when people are struggling, I have found in myself that if I sit when people are struggling, I begin to feel guilty about increasing because the scarcity mindset on them gets on me. Is this helping anybody? I'm going to let y'all sow today. So if you want to, so if you don't. I mean, really, it's up to you. I don't care. And I know my team told me that I need to create a banner. But I really think that you ought to be in DIY Academy. It's what you ought to be in. At every level. At every level. And at every level, fear tries to punk me. And I want y'all to be clear about this. At every level, fear tries to punk me. At every level. And this is what I've seen as the pattern in my life. I'll really, really increase. And some people I love will start having a really, really bad time. And then I'll start feeling something like, oh my God, it really, really sucks. But then I started looking at how many times I literally was giving people plans and they wouldn't use them. I'm giving you a plan and you won't do it. You tell me why it won't work for you. It worked for me. Why wouldn't it work for you? God is no respecter of persons. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? And Letitia, I hope that helped you in some way. I saturate myself. I saturate myself. If you can see in my office, I got 2 boards. On one of them say $1 million a year. Because I haven't crossed that threshold of making $1 million a year yet. That means I need to make $83,333 a month. That means I need to make $19,230 a week. That means I need to make $2,739 a day. I literally can see that. I literally got 2 $50 bills on the board right here. So it's every time I walk by and I say to myself, money is the easiest thing to make. There's always money. I literally got a journal right here where I'm talking about, I'm making these declarations. I'm saying I deserve to be a millionaire. I deserve to be a multimillionaire. I'm literally saturating myself with it. It's called Founders Podcast. Now, I'm going to say this one more thing, and some of y'all will get in y'all feelings. But I'm going to say it. Oh, I hate saying stuff like this. I wish Crystal was here. I'm going to say it. Some of you get your biggest breakthroughs fooling with me, but you keep trying to do this without leaning into me. And I know some of you like, oh my gosh, she's so arrogant. I can't believe she said that. No, I'm just saying it's the way it works. It's the way it works. There is a guy that I do not particularly like. But every time I listen to him, I make a lot of money. I don't like his politics. I don't like nothing about him. But it's something on his life. And I don't know why God does it that way. But he just does. And he literally said to me in last year, he said, it's some people who have the oil you need, even though you don't like them. The question is whether you go lean in and get the oil or keep trying to go around the way that I set it up. I don't know why he does it that way. Is he birthing humility in us? Is he showing us that we're one body with many parts? I don't know. But here's what I do know. I link where he tell me to link. That's what I do. And some of you don't. And that's your business because you have a right not to. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? Books. It's a lot of books that you can read. You just go out there and read wealth books, listen to wealth podcasts. Any other questions? Oh, I love you, but you do step on my toes, but I lean in. Yeah, I mean, the truth of it is I'm tired of the body being so broke. I'm tired of us having conferences where people think that they should get in for $25 and they should get a snack bag, a grab bag, and have a celebrity come and sing to them. I'm tired of people being out here. You know what I'm tired of? You know what I'm tired about? Ooh, you know what I'm tired of? I am tired of the fact that some of y'all will sow big seeds into people because they have a big name, but them people not even call to you and they wouldn't even take your phone call. But some of y'all won't even sow into your pastor who pour into your life. And I don't mean me. I'm not talking to people who go to fellowship chambers. I'm so tired of y'all going to conferences and somebody steer y'all with a prophetic word and y'all run up there and you sow $1,000 for a prophetic word, but you couldn't invest $1,000 in the program. What? Stop. Is my Bitcoin book available yet? I have a free guidebook. I think it is on Bitcoin. But I'm not talking about Bitcoin right now because Bitcoin for me right now is only a buy and hold. And I think that's the other thing too, is that when we don't know times and seasons, then what happens is that like really, when I'm really, really talking about something, it's the thing that I'm really, really doing. When I'm not talking about it, I'm probably not doing it, except I'm always sowing. Right? And it's just like, it is amazing to me, the number of people who would rather even to me cash out me than sign up for the program. And can I say one more thing? This is my final preacher closing. My final preacher closing is this. Is that some of you use the generosity of other people to avoid sowing. So what do I mean? I can't tell y'all the number of people that I have helped in the inbox who then join somebody else's program. Now, you didn't have to join my program. You didn't have to join my program. But when they come back a year later and they're still struggling, I understand that they're not still struggling because they didn't get good information. I understand that they're still struggling because they don't understand honor. They didn't understand honor. Man, listen, when I didn't have money, if somebody was willing to talk to me for free, baby, what I'm gonna do, baby, I'm gonna buy you. Listen, honey, all I got is the money for a Sonic drink. Can I buy you this Sonic drink? Can I buy you a cup of coffee? I can't afford your program, but I want you to know that I understand the principle of honor and exchange. And I think that in the church, one of the gravest things we make is that it's either this hustle side, like give me $10,000 if you want to be a millionaire. That's some garbage, right? Or it's y'all ought to help me for free. And that's equally garbage. If someone communicates to you something that changes your life, you should communicate back. And you should want to communicate to the people that are communicating to you. But nobody should be demanding that you sow a certain amount. And nobody should be demanding that you give them your intellectual property. Do y'all see that? I'm done. I'm about to go because I want some breakfast. I know it's late, but I want some breakfast. So that's really all I got to say. It's game time. I'm going to do some high level stuff next year because I realize I've tried to do a lot of things in big groups, but I really realize that we need some 5 women on the beach. We need some 3 women in a condo looking at the ocean because exposure creates expectation. But I'm always going to have lower programs. That's why I have the DIY Academy. The DIY Academy is your opportunity to learn how to test your gifts, talents, and abilities. That's why I do that. That's why I keep a $25 program. That's why I keep a group that costs $49.95 a month because I want to give people exposure, right? I love it. But if I want something different, I got to do something different. Okay, so how can you sow? Hold on, let me do this because my people done talked about me. All right, I'm finna create a banner. Ask a question if you have one. There we go. I did it. There we go. Now, who said this? Courtney. Oh, hold on. No, okay. So I used to feel so bad about saying that. I would spend hours and then get on here and teach and feel so bad because somebody said one time, all she wants is your money. And then I decided, I don't care nothing about what you think about me because I know that all I don't want is your money. I want you to have money too. And so I just had to get over myself. I had to get over my own fear. You go have to get over yourself. You go have to pass your choke level. So if you want something different, this is how we're going to end today. I want you to put in the comments what you deserve in this next season, what you've decided you deserve. Not what the world said you deserve, not what your husband, your wife, what do you believe you deserve in the next level? And I want you to leave with that comment. And then I want you to think about this. If you really believe you deserve it, what decisions would you make differently? That's the work. So the work is, this is what I've decided to deserve. This is what I have decided I deserve. And this is what I need to do to get there. I got to do more than pray. I got to read some books. I got to get some understanding. I got to spend some money to get into some spaces with some people who thinking at a different level. That's what I deserve. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Y'all leave y'all comments. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. God bless y'all. Have a great day.